In the previous session, we walked through the configuration. Let us move to the transactional screens now. I will walk you through the impacted fields and the ones that must be filled with accurate tax calculation. Let us start with employee personal information. To access this, go to HR Management, then Workforce Management, and select Employee Personal Information. In this screen, you can see the employee record that was created. Here, I will search for Azure. Users can review the existing fields, and if required, they can add custom fields that have an impact on tax calculation. For example, key fields such as employee date of joining, date of birth, marital status, and nationality are crucial for several legislation rules and must be filled correctly to ensure accurate tax results. Therefore, the user should verify and update these details here. The Employee Work Information Payroll screen is the next area to cover. To access this, navigate to the Employee Work Information screen under the same Workforce Management folder and search for the employee as Azure. First, the employee's work information should be created here, and key details such as job, position, and payroll name must be mapped to the employee. For detailed guidance on configuring jobs, positions, departments, and payroll, users should refer to the Workforce Management Configuration training videos. Next, move to the Payroll Component Details section and tag all required components to the employee such as basic salary, HRA, professional tax, EPF, employer contribution, and tax deduction. Users can add as many components as needed based on the employee's monthly or joining requirements. For example, here the user has only entered a value for basic salary, which is 20,000 rupees. The remaining components will be auto-calculated during the payroll run, based on the formulas defined in the Formula Master. The next step is to move to the Statutory Information tab. The screen shown here is designed based on Indian legislation. Similarly, users can create their own custom statutory tabs and fields, according to the localization, and send it through market modules, and bind them to the Employee Work Information Payroll screen. Here, users can see fields such as Income Tax Number or PAN, EPF number, ESI number, UAN number, and checkboxes like contributing to EPF, contributing to ESI, and contributing to tax, etc. Once these details are entered, the user should save the records. Finally, go to the Employee Dependent Information screen under the Workforce Management folder. Once the screen opens, go to the Screen Level Details and search for the employee as Azure for whom the dependent information needs to be recorded. In the Employee Dependent tab, users can view or enter the dependent details. For married employees, the user must record information such as spouse employment status, relationship with the employee, and the start date of the relationship. Children's information can also be added if applicable, especially for exemption or rebate calculations. If the dependent is also an employee of the same organization, that can be indicated by marking dependent is employee as true. Additionally, there are two more tabs: dependent qualifications and dependent documents, such as identity proofs. In employee dependents, users can add any custom localization-specific field if they want to add it in any tab under dependents. This completes the Employee Dependent Information screen. Now let's move on to the Payroll Run screen, where I will show the calculation results. Go to the salary.io folder and click on Payroll Run. The Payroll Run screen will open, and users can see the data displayed on the dashboard. Let's move to the transactional view. The payroll for one employee, Azure, has already been processed here. Users need to scroll down to the bottom where the Payroll tab panel is displayed. This panel shows the details of the employee processed in the payroll, along with a comparison between the previous month and the current month. If there is any discrepancy in any field, it will be highlighted in red for easy identification. Click on Azure to view the components processed in the current month's payroll. Here, users can see the values calculated for basic, HRA, professional tax, EPF, and tax. HRA is calculated as 40% of basic salary. EPF is calculated as 12% of basic salary. Tax is calculated at 5%, based on the employee's annual salary range, and it is applied on the earning component balance. On the right side, you can see the balance panel. Once payroll is processed, each component gets accumulated into its respective balance. By clicking on a balance, the user can see which components contributed to it, along with the current month accumulation and YTD accumulation. This concludes our walkthrough of the payroll legislation setup and execution process in the Onfinity system. For detailed guidance on how to create records in the configuration and transactional screens, users should refer to the detailed videos. The link will be included in this course. That concludes this session. Thank you for attending.